Apparently, this says I'm live. I hope I am live. I'm going to give it a few minutes because no one has any idea I'm doing this. And since, I have a handful of people who even watch this, I'll wait a little while and just talk randomness. Blake is asleep, which is cool, keeps me a little bit free until she awakens. Awaken the Blaken, like a kraken, but a Blaken. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. All right, guys. How's everybody out there doing? I really hope that this chat is working. I'm so full. I had so at Vaughn's, there's this thing called a brookie, and it is half a brownie and half a cookie, and it is amazing. But I always have it with a very large glass of milk, and milk tends to make me a little bit slow, let's just say. It slows me down. It's quite heavy. So, yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Let's see if I can share my link. Share. Let's share it so that if anyone wants to come on, put it on Facebook, we'll put it on Twitter. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. So I'm just using this time to post it all over the social medias, which we are all required to do. So boring. I mean, it's like one of those necessary evils, isn't it? Social media, we all have to have it. Hi, guys. I'm live now. Please join me. Please join. Steph is awesome. All right. That's uploaded there. Now, do it here too. Hi, guys. I'm live now. Please join me. I guess I should check if anyone's actually watching. I've been listening to too many children's music. Too many children's music? That's Steph, grammar. What has happened to you? What has occurred? Shameful. I'll tell you that. It's fucking shameful. Okay. Last one would be the Twitter. You can share this basically everywhere. Okay. Let's see. Done. All right, let's see if anybody actually comes from this crappiness. Anyway, I hope my sound is actually working this time as opposed to before where it wasn't working for a few minutes and it became very annoying. So I want to get into this discussion about, I think maybe it's over for half a year, at least until people get less anxious about having contact with other people. Well, that's an interesting point. So I'm going to get into the discussion a little more because there's lots of different factors and there's lots of different I guess there's lots of different things about it. It's a very layered situation, and I think people are very much jumping the gun and being like, "That's it. Nobody wants this shit anymore." Like hotels are not exactly cleaner. All right, a hotel. I don't know how people suddenly get to the idea that hotels are like the better option if you need to travel. However, asterisk, nobody wants to travel right now because you can't. So that's just the gist of it. But like I said, I'm gonna get into it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I want to just talk because it's interesting to do this. I've been doing this. I don't know, like 5 years already, 6 years. It's been a while. I'm really full of milk. I regret that large glass of milk. I actually had a second one. Oh, why? So either way. Also like the hotel lobbyists, they're fucking gruesome, okay? Like there's a lot of behind the scenes shit that never gets published. I mean, I think the New York Times did once. They did a whole thing, or it was the Washington Post. I'm not sure. Hotels remain closed to. No, actually, they're allowed to be open. Hotels are allowed to be open. um, they are one of these exceptions to the rule because hotels are just like really important, so they get to be open. But Airbnbs don't because they're naughty and bad. But anyway, like I said, there's a lot of factors to go through here. But I don't know. Like, obviously, I'm going to be biased in the situation. I run a guest house. Things are uncertain. The world as we know it may be over. Maybe this goes away and people don't care in a few years. Yeah, so that's a good point. Like, it's really hard to predict the situation. Like, so we're clear. If you guys don't know, you guys hopefully will know. I run a guest house. It is literally a house for guests. This is what drives me mad about this. So what I mean by that is that when I bought my house, it had people living in it. It was like a boarding house, if you will. A lot of like just single adults were living there. And place was ugh. I have to once like find the old videos of us having like a tour through the house. We videoed it because the place was freaking rundown. When they came, like when the council came to my place, I think they had to like check, they do like the inspection of the house before you buy it, and they were like, "Wow, we're surprised this place is still standing because it was in that bad of a state." Uh, you got old, my girl would still smash this guy. Haha, weird. Well, we all get old. I don't know if you know that. It's inevitable, all right? That's life. And actually, to be honest, my skin's looking better than most people my fucking age, so that's what you can do. Sorry, I watched like one of these broad videos years ago. Then I got a suggestion. Broad videos. What broad videos? What does that even mean? Abroad? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, no shit, I got old. I'm in my fucking mid 30s. All right. That's it happens to us all. I also got like a little silver streak coming in here. Oh, no, thanks. It's all right. And also these, I've had those my whole life. Right? And it's like, why do you always look so fucking drunk? Why do you always look drunk in your videos? I'm not drunk. I just have very deep set eyes and protruding eyelids. I can't change that. Well, actually, I'm gonna consider, actually, I'm probably going to get them, all things considered, how things are going. I want to get like fillers, not Botox. I'm looking at ones in particular. But anyway, I'll actually make some videos about it because secret, everyone on fucking Instagram has them, all right? Everyone gets them. You're a broad. Oh, bronze. Oh, same, yeah. All right, so guys, this broad is what he meant. Lol. I see. Well, look, it's cool. Thank you for letting me know I look old. I had a fucking child. So it's all good. Good in the hood. So anyway, hi guys. Hi everybody. Let me have a sip of water before I get a little more deep into my discussion about the bullshittery that I'm dealing with. Uh, Thank you, Elisa. I'm glad that you think so. I'll put my hair down for you guys. L'Oreal. Oh God, that looks worse. No, that's going back up. My hair is a fucking pain in the ass. Stop fucking fighting in the comments, all right? I will turn this fucking bus right around and no one's going to Disneyland, all right? Not that anyone's going to Disneyland right now, anyway. Because it's closed. Like everything. Oh, thanks. Anyway, so I hope everybody out there is good in their quarantine life. It is, okay, it's as good as it can be right now. Um, Blake got this lovely little slide, which she's very much enjoying. And it's awesome. But all right, so I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about Airbnb because it's actually been on the news. And like I said, I have been doing Airbnb for probably 5 years. It could be longer at this point. I can't remember. It was like, how many tax returns have I done? That's like how I kind of remember it. But it's either 5 or 6 years I'm going on. But it's been a while since I did this shit. Anyway, so let's discuss a little bit about it. So for one, I think that the platform has evolved a lot and it has a lot of the same problems that I think a lot of big tech companies have. I've been watching you since you were in Japan. I remember you dogpiling by like 10 5-year olds. That was funny. Oh, yeah. Those were the days. I remember Japan. I do miss Japan. It's been a while since I've gone. I think it's been like 5 or 6 years since I've been back. It's however old Cashew is, because we got Cashew right when we got back from Japan on a trip. Um, I also got laid the fuck off recently after 11 got in here, so I'm starting a company. Yes, a lot of people are dealing with this shit. So, fun facts about me. My main income is through my guest house, which is currently closed, with the exception of essential workers, which are apparently allowed to go through the loophole and still book, but they're booking for basically nothing. I think the one guy I have staying from May, and he's like paying £100 a week for like a one-bedroom apartment. So, and I'm in the center of town. But I want someone to please pay the bills because my expenses are about, I mean, it's probably more than this, but I'm giving you like without counting like accountants and, stuff. Just strictly bills. It's about £600, which is almost $800 if you want to say. That's what it costs just for my house to like exist on a monthly basis. That's like the heat, gas, electricity, water, internet, Netflix. But that's how it works. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about what the fuck is going on. So, like I said, there's lots of news articles like everywhere under the sun. It's like Airbnb's over. That's it. This company's fucking going down because um, real estate is taking a real craziness right now. So if anyone knows anything about the real estate market, it's like a pain in the ass. It's nuts. I actually recently watched, was it Essential Economics? I don't know. So there was a video recently on YouTube about economics, and they were talking about like the real estate market, and if it goes too high, it'll actually like people think that they just want everything to go as high as possible. Like we want all our prices to be as high as possible because the whole way our system is set up, like especially the way capitalism works. I don't want to sound like an evil communist, but it is true. Is exponential and eternal growth. And if you're not growing exponentially all the time, you're fucked. Like that's the end of it. Um, but here we go. So, like my place specifically, lucky me, I don't have a mortgage on the place. I pay rent here. This was one of our like investments that did not go totally crazy bad. I mean, it did kind of go bad because it went way over budget for what we, put into it. But we bought this place when it was like a total piece of shit, rundown place. It had people living in it, like I said, boarders, and they were paying like fucking nothing to live there because it was such a rundown piece of shit. Eventually, so we bought the place with the intention to live in it and rent out part of it, as a holiday let, which is essentially a furnished place specifically for vacationers. And this is a system that has existed long before Airbnb ever existed. It's very popular in Europe, more popular than I think it was in the United States for a really long time. They're called self-catering apartments or self-catering flats. So, like that, what that means is like there's no like housekeeping. You just get the place, you usually leave a deposit, and you have the place for however long you want it. And that's how it works. But then Airbnb came out and it like really popularized this system and it exploded. And I think that's like good and bad. So, like, I personally have seen like the way this thing has evolved and it's evolving in a crazy way. What I mean is, it's doing the Uber, like, Uber really highly invested in self-driving cars. I don't know if you guys remember this. So, Uber's like end game was self-driving cars. Like they wanted to have self-driving cars in order to basically cut out the driver. Like, you get all these, basically you make Uber, which exists, and they want to they kill the taxis. Taxis suck anyway. I'm sorry. I know, like, I say the same thing, like, I'm going to say the same thing similarly to hotels. Hotels are way overpriced, and what you get for, like, the shittiness that you get is the same deal, all right? You can get fucking Airbnb where you can stay with your whole fucking family for, like, a quarter of the price of what you're going to pay in a, like, medium hotel. Not a shithole hotel, not a motel, like a roach motel kind of place. So, back to topic, rewind. What was I saying? What was I saying? All right, so I was talking about how I do Airbnb forever. So Airbnb's evolution. So originally, the whole idea was it was a bit like Couchsurfer. I don't know if you guys know Couchsurfer, but it became HomeAway, and it also became, which is also related to Booking.com. Actually, you guys might not know that, but like they're all joined together. I think one has bought out the other, which has bought out the other. Anywho ways, so I personally am actually on three websites, not just Airbnb. I am on Airbnb, I am on Vrbo, and I am on Booking.com. Same property, three different sites. Because, I'm hedging like my bets. I want, as many people to possibly come in as possible. I just have to adjust my calendar. And by the way, like bit of advice, my prices are the lowest if you come to me directly. Like I try to tell this to people, like if you ever are booking a place through booking.com or Airbnb, if you can actually find the place, see, Airbnb doesn't want you to go off the freaking site because they're like, oh no, it's sketchy and scary. But like, which might be true, but like really, really read through people's reviews. There's a lot of fake ones, but like really, really do a little bit of educating yourself on where you want to stay. And if you're willing to, usually, if you have decent reviews, am willing to take like a deposit and like a credit card because like I have the ability to run a card. Um, and I'll let you stay, and I usually will stay, you could stay like 10 to 15 to 20% cheaper than I would in any of these websites. By the way, my most expensive website is Vrbo, and my second most expensive is Booking.com because they take so much fucking commission. Airbnb actually takes the littlest commission from the host. They take a big chunk from the guests. I know that it's about 15%. As the host, I think I only pay like 3 to 6. Anyways, back to it. But like, it's evolved from what it is. Uber is still Uber. Uber is still like not randos, but basically randos with hopefully a clean record and hopefully a clean car will just come up and pick you up for a set fee and take you where you want to go. But similarly to Uber, Airbnb has an oversaturation issue, which means like a shit ton of people saw it as like, oh man, this is an easy way to make money. And so people literally would buy places just for just to Airbnb them out. And so what's happening now is you get all these people who they buy properties like just for the purpose they're going to Airbnb them out, and they don't buy these like cash outright, like because they just are so rich. People will like use the money that they're making to get a mortgage from the banks. Now, funny thing about that is that like the UK fucking hates me because I'm self-employed and they wouldn't do that shit. Not that I was planning on buying another property, but me and Basti actually applied for a mortgage with the income of our house, which we wanted to just take, in order to like, do some renovations on the house that we needed to do. And the bank was like, oh no, we're not going to give you money based on the actual property. We can't do that. Even though, like, I was like, you could just take the property. What the hell's going on? We have decent credit. But no, the UK and their entire system is really weird. And so they said no. But in the US, you got a shit ton of people who have basically they buy like place after place after place, and what you do is you just put the next one as collateral and the next one as collateral, and you just keep doing that. And you guys ever see these people on fucking YouTube? I can't stand these guys where they're like, I'm 30 and here's how I became super rich. I was a millionaire by 30 because I followed these easy steps to like, was it turnkey investments, by buying distressed property. Have you had any luck with that substitute teaching position? Lol. Funny enough, so I'm going to take a quick detour here. I did the interview. I've been accepted. I have to do the training, but how the fuck am I doing the training? Also, school's closed all year. So, yeah, I kind of got it, but also, what the fuck can I do, right? Um, mm. Good water. So, as I was saying, so back to like this whole idea of like, what was I saying? So all these like, so you now have all these Airbnb investors who have bought up all these properties. They're like hedging for ever growth, and the banks have given them all this money in order to keep buying these places because they're going to be fucking making money off of Airbnb because Airbnb is just like, super lucrative. It's not though. I don't know. Like, I have a feeling that a lot of these people, in order to do this, are like fudging up their numbers because, like I said, it's a market that is becoming more and more saturated. Like every year, Airbnb will compare you to the year before. And you get these little notifications saying 20% less people are booking than this year, so adjust your prices. And there are 30% more properties on the market than last year. So I'm like, fuck, that's a fucking decent amount that should be driving my fucking prices down. That's real shitty. So I will say, I haven't. I mean, I have made more income last year because like the place I was living in my house, I've decided to Airbnb that place out too. But in general, I mean, I've gotten a little bit better with knowing like my prices, so I think I have gotten more money, but I haven't actually like there's not much exponential growth, not considering the amount of money you spend. So, like I said, these idiots on YouTube will come and tell you that, invest in Airbnb, it's turnkey bullshit. Fucking lies. All right. First off, you're going to need, if you want to do it super turnkey, which is bullshit anyway. And by turnkey, I don't know if you guys know what that means. It means, hey, Joe, turnkey means like, you just leave it and it just makes money for you. You just pick up your fucking check at the end of it. It's like one of these, like it's my business, but I really don't need to do anything because I have a manager for that. All right, so if you want to do it like the way Airbnb wants to do it, you're going to need a property manager. But I'm actually going to go back a little bit more because I was using Uber as my analogy of what is fucking going wrong. So, kids, so the evolution of Uber, like I said, some rando would pick you up off the street. And then Uber started really, really, really heavily investing in self-driving cars because guess the fuck what they wanted to do? They wanted to get rid of drivers. They wanted to cut the middleman out fucking completely. And that was their plan. That is probably still their plan and still their end goal. Unfortunately, they killed someone. And that kind of fucked things up. Also, they couldn't like identify black people like in the dark in the street. So, like you can't go around just like running over black people. It's don't do that. That was a big part of their software problem. So anyway, at that point, then all these laws were passed that basically, like ban self-driving cars. Like in a lot of places, they're just straight up banned. Even the test ones are. So Uber's master plan has kind of gone down the toilet, at least for now. We'll see if they keep like. I bet you they're still like secretly doing that kind of testing. They're just not saying it, or they're doing it in other countries, like third world countries where they could fucking do what they want. Um, until the tech is, I guess, a little safer. They're not going to say that because people right now have soured a bit to the idea. Also, basically, they just want to make all these gig employees, unemployed. That's what they want. They just want the money for themselves. Similarly, fun fact, Airbnb, the company, has been doing something similar where they just started putting it out and it's definitely sours your taste a little bit, which is there are their own investment properties. They make their own properties that they're using as their own Airbnbs, which is essentially like hotels. Like that's what it is. They're like, oh, it's our, but there is no host. Airbnb is your host. Um, it's not a bug in the feature. Yeah, maybe. I don't know exactly. Sorry, Jack. That was funny. Back to my point. Airbnb, they are planning their best to get rid of ye old middleman here. Um, and also, like, they're really, really crazy with, okay, reviews on Airbnb are like the most insane shit ever. Like, they want you to consistently keep a 4.8 rating. That's out of 5. 4.8 out of 5. Now, I ask you this. What, like, most restaurants, most places you go to, like, what would you say is a good rating, right? Like a 4.5? Like, if you go to a place, unless it's, like, fucking spectacular, 4.5, right? Oh, no. If you have less than a 4.6, you, like, are given warnings from Airbnb. They're like, oh, you're not doing good enough. And that whole system is terrible because you have some asshole guests who are like, I just don't give 5-star ratings. Sorry. It's just like, unless it's really exceptional, I'll give you a 4 because I liked it a lot and everything was great. But, I just don't give 5s. And then that fucks your ratings up. Oh, it's nuts. So anyway, so if you see a lot of these, like people who have like 4.8, 4.9, I'll give you a little hint how you get those ratings. You fake them. So anyway, back to point. So Airbnb gets a lot of fucking shit because it's considered like the bane of existence to why our housing market is all as fucked as it is. Now, I've done some research into this, and I believe Forbes magazine does say that it's about a 4 to 5% increase in rents and mortgages. don't exactly quote me on this because I need to look it up again, and I should have had myself prepared for this, but I'm not prepared. So a lot of people, like I say, they blame like Airbnb for like the housing crisis and homelessness, but I'm gonna fucking stop there about the homelessness thing. I have like a big fucking bone to pick with this whole thing because I call fucking bullshit. All right, homelessness is like a, another issue to. I mean, yes, housing is crazy, but homelessness and unaffordable housing are like two little separate things, related, but not exactly one and the same. So, for example, as someone who's recently been renting, not recently, it's been like a year already. I've been here a year. Shit. I need to do more with my life. Oh my God, why are these things coming out too? All right, so explanation. So, like I said, I was talking about renting. Oh yeah, the homelessness. So, if you wanted to rent an apartment, let's say I am homeless, I would like a place to live. Uh, you're going to go to like a landlord, and landlord is going to tell you, cool, well, here's the deal. Um, cool, you're homeless. I know that you want a place to live, but I'm going to need proof of income that you make at least three times what this rent is. I'm going to need a deposit, and I'm also going to need like the first and last month's rent. And I'm also going to do a credit check. And I'm also probably going to do a background check on you. So if you're like an ex-druggie and you have any freaking past issues, I'm afraid no apartment for you. Okay? Whereas Airbnb, many Airbnb hosts can, even though we have like a much higher price set for like a month, you can ask, and many Airbnb hosts will be accommodating if you don't seem like a crazy person. Um, and I also unintentionally have hosted many homeless people. Like I saw something on Reddit. So a lot of homeless people, what they'll do is maybe they can't afford that plethora of shit that I just mentioned. You know, the background check, the deposits. They might not have a job right away. But what they do have is some money for like a night or a couple days. And so some homeless people, what they'll do is they'll rent, particularly in the winter, because that's when my off season is. They'll rent an apartment or a flat for a couple days to get out of the freaking freezing cold, to take a shower, to do what they need to do for, sometimes do heroin. But my point is, you don't need anything except a credit card or a debit card, sometimes even a prepaid one if you're perfectly freaking honest, to get an Airbnb. That's probably why Airbnbs are significantly more expensive than, let's say, you know, a regular place. Besides, we pay the we pay the furnishing, cleaning, and like everything that's in there, all the bills. But yeah, 4 to 5% rents and mortgages. Is that worldwide or only in the States or in the UK? Okay, so what I saw actually, um, I think it was the US is what they used. Because I think the US is one of the places like it's more prevalent, but I think it was worse in like Barcelona. Like Barcelona and a couple of like these big European cities, like any of the tourist places, they tend to be like the ones that have the biggest problems. There is so much bullshit happening now with everything and everywhere. Well, that is fucking true. So anyway, back to my point is that I assume that unlike the regular housing market, Airbnb caters way more to homeless people than, like I said, the regular long-term stay market. Probably one of the biggest issues to why people wouldn't want to take long-term tenants. I know in California specifically, it's like tenants like laws and their rights is insane. Like it's like really difficult to get rid of someone. And if you have like a crazy person, they're gonna fucking, trash your place, steal your copper wiring out of your goddamn wall. Example, they had to evict the people living above us. All right, like literally, there was an eviction notice on their door and stuff. So, and that took months, and there was a cockroach situation because these people were disgusting, and it was the most horrific thing ever. Like the roaches were everywhere, and it was disgusting and the worst, and I hated every moment of it. So, and they took a long time to be evicted, and they got evicted the end of summer. Maybe it was September. No, it was before that. August. So they got evicted in August. When are we in? It is August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. May. Holy shit, 10 months ago. All right, so these fuckers got evicted like a while ago. And that place was so disgustingly trashed that they are still up there. Not they, not the people living there, but workers, construction workers are still up there trying to freaking fix this place up because they had to gut everything. I don't want to know how much they freaking spent trying to redo that stuff. But I mean, ripped out the tiles. I heard them breaking the tiles because, I'm downstairs. It's like, um, so I have a terrifying. I'm just scared of tenants. I actually, I am. I am scared of tenants. I think unless I really, really know them well or they're like very, very trustworthy, I think that's why I'm hesitant to long term let. My house though is a little bit of a weird gray zone because the building itself is considered one residential property. Um, but it is divided into three because I was like, I'll live at the bottom and I'll just like, like mother-in-law suite up. You know what a mother-in-law suite is? It's like, they got their own separate kitchen, their own separate entrance. I don't need to see you. So I got two of those above my place. So technically it's three of them. So, I couldn't even like I would have to go to the council and deal with some bureaucracy, which I totally don't want to deal with because the council's the worst. In order to, they're the worst because I remember trying to get freaking filming permits from them. Long story short, I only got like 1/3 of the permits I was supposed to because they were dicks about it. Not because they didn't want to give it to me. It's because like they took forever to fucking get back to me. They're like, "Oh yeah, I see that you applied for these film permits about like 90 days ago, but like the person who's in charge has been on holiday for the past 95 days and they're on holiday again, so they'll get back to you like eventually." Ugh, okay, rant over about that. So, back on topic. I'm sorry if I'm being really ranty here. Sorry, guys. Okay, so as I was saying, so in order to like even rent out my place to like tenants, it's like a nightmare because, like I say, it's not a regular house. It's a guest house, meaning like the rooms are like separate entities, but you're like shared entranceways and shared spaces, like on paper. I tried to separate it because I did so people don't have to see each other. But like there's one boiler and there's one electricity system and there's one water meter, and how the fuck am I supposed to divide that? And I have no money to invest in it, especially fucking now. Speaking of, so here's the deal. Though Stephanie is currently, I guess, what one would call unemployed, but I'm waiting for my taxes to be done, which is taking forever because I'll probably have to apply for like unemployment because I can't do anything. My place is closed. And, oh my God, 30 freaking Mexican dollars. Wait, is that Mexican dollars? It says MX30. What? That's amazing. I'm doing a little happy dance. I'm doing the dance this little guy is doing. Oh, it's a fist bump. Okay. All right. Anyway, much appreciated. But thank you. But as I was saying, so my place is it's kind of empty right now because there's nothing we can do. Like Airbnb is closed because no one's allowed to travel, and I guess no one's allowed to travel because we can't get all our germs everywhere. Which I'm not like downplaying. Why would I downplay it? My fucking grandfather died of this fucking shit, and yet I'm gonna be the one who's be like, "It's not that a big deal." I mean, I still got two grandparents left. I'm not gonna fucking say that. Oh, Grandpa would laugh at that. He would think it's funny. Oh, I miss Grandpa. Shit. Sorry, I don't want to get too emotional about that shit. Um, so the videos I made on YouTube about my grandpa that I had filmed of him saying his life story, I gave them to my grandma, and I think it made her really emotional. But I mean, she was appreciative, but it was a bit sad. And apparently, like they're having. I wonder if they cremated him. Apparently, there was like literally a queue to cremate because there's so many. New York, where he was living, there's so many dead people that they're having an issue trying to get through the cremations, which is fucking like that. So they're gonna cremate him. So he was a Freemason. So the Freemasons slash, the I think the U.S. military, they are both pitching in to my grandfather's like actual funeral and burial and stuff, and it's a little hard right now, but I don't know how they're doing memorial ceremonies. I don't know if they are or they're going to save them for later. But anyway, With COVID, pesos devalued to 25p USD. How's the exchange rate for the pound? Oh, fuck. Well, okay, so the pound hasn't gone down too horribly. Not since the whole fucking Brexit situation. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I was totally happy that Boris Johnson got fucking COVID. I'm glad he didn't die. I didn't wish death upon him. But, you know, for being such a fucking arrogant dick as he was, my best friend's met him a couple times. She often gets invited to like these conservative events because she's a well-to-do lawyer type person, and her firm is often invited. She got to wear a tiara for one. It was pretty cool. Anyway, I get to plan her freaking bachelorette party because I'm her maid of honor. She was my maid of honor, so now we get to do that maid of honor thing today. I'm dancing. Oh God, I hope this whole shit ends. Thank you for the condolences. I know about the body stacked in U-Haul trucks. I read that and I was like, please don't be Grandpa. I was actually thinking that. So the issue again with Airbnb. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the next topic at hand, which is like, my God, people's expectations of what Airbnb should be is like ever evolving, and I think it's going to reach a plateau where it's not going to be worth the money anymore. Because I already feel like that right now. Boris Johnson's best to happen to the UK. Blah, I can't say that. Oh my God, Boris fucking Johnson. Ugh. I feel like fucking scalping his big stupid blonde face. No, that's gonna get me deported. Take backs. It was just a joke. UK government. I don't really mean it. I wish no harm upon the Prime Minister. Fuck that guy. America is one fucked up place. It's really bad. I guess it depends where you live. The U.S. is such a vast place, and everywhere is different. So I live in Los Angeles right now. Though, like I said, other fun factors to why I keep my house. I'm also living in the UK. So legally, I'm living in both places. Because I'm a UK citizen and my residency is there also, and I'm here in LA, and I would like to live between places. It would be nice to move right between places, but I can't right now. Fuck. I bet the Iron Lady, Mrs. Thatcher, was the best PM. Fuck that bitch. She was like female Reagan, and Reagan is the reason we have all these fucking problems now. Because we're just going to get rid of all types of all types of regulation, Okay, so people give like Hollywood a bunch of shit, like, oh, Hollywood is fucking like evil liberal media, all owned by basically like 4 companies, right? You got Warner Brothers, you got Sony, you got Disney, the fucking megalith that it is. And who am I missing? Universal? Did I say Universal yet? Okay, Sony, Universal, Warner, and Disney. Basically, that's all you fucking got now. And you could thank Reagan for that bullshit, because he made it like the whole idea of monopolies, they didn't want monopolies to exist, and he's like, nah, we could get rid of those fucking laws. So now we have these mega giant corporations who are all, too big to fail. Oh my God. That's a whole thing right now with like all these fucking production companies. They're all like out, especially Disney. They don't have theme parks or fucking movies. No production could possibly happen now. So good fucking luck. Ugh, nightmare. I could go on forever. Oi, you got a license for that anti-Boris human? Well, yeah, it's really big, but still, I don't know. I like Los Angeles. The one problem that America has is our healthcare system is a disaster. All right? It's like I lived with the NHS, and everybody like, in the UK, their health system is so bad that you just let people die. Yeah, you have to wait 3.5 years to go to a doctor. Did you know that? What? What the fuck? All right. The difference between the UK and the US is the UK, they give a lot more responsibilities to nurse practitioners, and you don't go see a specialist unless you really fucking need to. Oh, and you want to know what the biggest problem with the fucking NHS is their lack of funding, because it's always getting gutted. And then they bitch about like how we could do it better if it was private. But no, all right, at least, you know what? I had a baby for fucking free. I had a C-section. It was perfect experience, all right? Everybody was great. I can't fucking deny that. Yes, I was in a room with 6 other moms, like the recovery room. But you know what? They were cool. And I got all my painkillers that I needed, and they took care of my baby, and they checked us, and everything was fucking fine. Healthcare system here in Mexico sucks as well. Yeah, but I mean, it's still a bit cheaper, I guess. Is it? Yeah, because lots of people from here fucking go down there for fucking medicine because we can't afford it. There's a place like on the border called Molar City. They're like, oh, if you need good dentistry, just go down to fucking Mexico. Like, trust me, we've already looked into it. Because, I mean, it's just, I keep sighing. I'm sighing myself to death. I'm like, stop doing that. That made me a bit lightheaded. Well, so, uh, in conclusion, not in conclusion, I'm going to speak some more. So, like I said, I was talking about, let me go back to topic. Unless you guys have other topics that you'd like me to discuss, or you have any questions either about this topic, about Airbnb and what's like running one, or just anything you'd like to ask me. I am an open book to you people. Yes. Oh, it's because I have nothing interesting. You know, no, I have no interesting secrets to fucking hide. I've told you guys everything. I visited LA, saw a few really lovely homeless folks shooting up heroin in the streets. Oh, the same as in Brighton, where I live in England. All right, I'll say this. There's like quite a bit of shantytown areas in LA. But there's also like homeless people who live in the park, and it sounds strange, but like we see them so often, we're kind of friendly with them. Like Busty's become like he plays frisbee with one of the guys. He's like, yeah, fuck it, let's play frisbee. You know, whatever. If the U.S. stopped innovating, cutting-edge technology would halt all over the world. It's much of what we do. Yeah, but the problem with this here, I'm going to go back to America's next biggest problem, which is student debt. All right? You can only innovate, or if you have an educated populace, all right? If you're just fucking gutting the shit out of education, where are your engineers coming from, all right? Oh, they don't exist. Where are your fucking doctors? Research scientists. Oh, no, can't fucking have that now, can we? Because you decided to make fucking university and college so goddamn unaffordable that, like, it's not even a freaking option for most people. A heavily educated populace means you have more people innovating, more people researching, more people in this, like, you know, in the STEM fields. And before I even go on about that whole, you should only do STEM and fuck the liberal arts, I don't fucking buy that either. All right. Many people in the liberal arts, what they do is they go into like, you know, philosophy and history and sociology, which sociology is insanely important to like understanding how human nature works, how economics works, how everything of that is connected. All right. You want to know this whole fucking shit that's driving me nuts? This whole shit that's happening right now, you know, with coronavirus. There's a science to it, obviously. But you want to know what else? Like, yeah, there's a virus and you need to understand how viruses work, but you also need to understand socioeconomics. Why are people not, you know, staying indoors? Because we can't, because human nature is making us a little nuts right now. Because we are social creatures by, you know, by the way we are as a society. Heck, fuck this happened while like Skype exists and Amazon. Because if we had to like be stuck at home without the ability to communicate, I think we'd be even more crazy. All right, that's a hell of a fucking rant there. Thank you, Ben, for the $1. All right, let's see. I was referring to the national healthcare system, Mexican Social Security, ISSTE. But yeah, dental care is great, and Dr. Bergman, chiropractor, has a clinic in Tijuana. Oh man, I miss my chiropractor. Fuck, he was in like Monterey Bay, in like the middle of like the Chinese district. Oh my god, they have really good steam buns outside. I mean, not the chiropractors themselves, but there was like a little hut, good hut. I paid like $3, and they gave me 2 massive ones that were like the size of cheeseburgers. Student debt was forcibly subsidized by government loans. Yeah, okay, so that's actually a big issue too. You're right. But the fact that they also kind of like put in that you can't write them off, like thus the banks have no risk giving them because that debt will follow you for fucking ever. And even though 18-year-olds are super high risk to lending shit tons of money to, they're like, oh, but it'll follow you forever. And the bank's just like, cool, we don't give a fuck. So, yes, you're right. I think the government did more harm than good because there's no fucking way they're suddenly paying professors 10 times the amount. All right? And I'm so sick of like, well, you know, the university needs its own fucking airport. Kiss my ass. I mean, not you guys, but in general. All of a sudden there was money on the table. The university is going to leave it. Yeah, you're right. There has been a bit of a pause in it, though. I did notice like the size of the costs have. I don't know if they're still going up. Like I think they've hit a block in a lot of places because like a lot of people are turning to trade school instead of university. I for one am like, this one here, this little mini human being that I have, should she choose to go to college, I'm not going to force it upon her. UCLA, baby. UCLA. State schools in California are actually really good. So you go to state, you fucking private schools can suck a dick. Unless she got a scholarship because she's Hispanic, even though she's the whitest looking little baby. Not the whitest, but pretty damn white. She looks a lot like Basti. All right, Brandon Falcon, that is shocking. Reminds me of the Mexican bit of LA's busy, dirty street where you think it was La Mercado in Mexico City. California was such a beautiful place. It's still very beautiful, okay? It's not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit shitty. And homelessness is a very complicated situation. I think that large reason homelessness is the way it is because there's a social safety net that's missing, specifically with regards to drugs. Because I know people are like, oh, you can't stereotype that most homeless people do drugs, but most homeless people do drugs. All right, that's the whole problem. That's a big issue. And yes, the cost of housing is astronomical. Which is why I say, like, Airbnb, I don't charge a deposit or any of that fun stuff. It's up, Steph, currently very drunk. Oh, hello, Mr. John. Enjoy your drinking. Stephanie's window of drinking has closed. She's drinking water because I've been doing intermittent fasting. That's why I'm not such a fat ass anymore. Anyway, intermittent fasting has worked really well for me, but my window for alcohol and food closes at approximately 5:30 p.m. So no fun for me, I'm afraid. Even though I have like that pre-mix margarita mix, it's like got the alcohol in it. It's like the margarita mix mixed with the alcohol from Costco. It was like $9. Good shit. You're right that 18 likely is too young to loan money to decide your entire future. College is a joke now. Better off in a trade school. I do agree. I think that I've won. So I went to university. I have an education because I had a scholarship. Sorry. See, my brain is just foggy now. So for me, it was actually not too expensive to go, and I had 75% of my tuition paid for, and my dad covered the other 25%. So I went to FIU debt free, and I hated that place though. I hated that fucking place. Are you gonna homeschool your little munchkin? Yes, you're naturally intelligent. Oh, thank you. So Basti wants to do homeschooling, and I think that I would prefer Blake to have a more traditional education. But if it doesn't go well for her, if she doesn't flourish, I would consider homeschooling her. But I want her to have homeschooling. I think has its pros and cons. So, like they say, oh, if you go to homeschooled kids, just do much better because they have the like one-on-one attention and stuff. But one, it's a lot of energy to homeschool your kid, and two, I want her to socialize. Like I think that's a big part of it all. But I do like know that there are pros to to homeschooling your kid. I don't know. Like I said, I would like to try regular school first, and if that doesn't go well, then I would like to consider it. I mean, Basti wants to do it though. He's like, I'll homeschool her. Don't even worry about it. But Basti has some, let's just say, controversial ideas about history and science that me and him often get into fights about. Not me. I love being inside. Oh yeah, let's see. Water is cool. Stay hydrated. Not me. I love being inside. Also, don't worry, Steph. College is going away the way things are moving. We're gonna move an on-demand courses. Listen, I'll say this right now. My ass is fucking learning After Effects with good old YouTube tutorials. To be honest, I learned a lot through YouTube tutorials. I think I could get like an entire film degree's worth of knowledge through YouTube tutorials. You wouldn't fucking ever need to step inside film school. FIU sucks. Damn straight they do. Fuck you, FIU. Fuck you. I went to the University of Houston because my dad owns an oil business and I'm a special boy. Got a degree in hospitality and ended up working in oil like dad and brother. I'm funny enough to know someone who works, he's a chemical engineer. He works in a lot of the big oil rigs off of Scotland, or is it Norway? Oh, this is the soon-to-be husband of my BFF. I'm her maid of honor, and I'm going in October to their wedding. So it's this dude. He makes fucking bank. Good on him. You gotta be chemical engineer and shit. Good. All right. Do you like agua de tamarindo or jamaica? Could you possibly probably send you the pods or the dried flowers through snail mail? Okay, funny enough, this is interesting. I didn't start drinking either of these until I got to LA. Like my taste for Mexican food and El Salvadorian food has been exponentially expanded by my life here in LA because lots of Mexicans and the food is delicious. But I'm from Miami originally, so I'm used to Cuban food, which is not the same. So actually, I don't have a specific one that I would prefer, but I actually like both of them. Actually, I like Jamaica a little bit more. Do you like? I should be a journalist, not a comic book artist. I blame the cartels. You are a great comic book artist. All right. As soon you guys will see, John is a lovely comic book artist. He's the guy who makes my drawings, and he also colors, and you actually color really well. And most artists suck, and I hate them. Not all. That's not true, but only like 50%. We have like I actually was talking to other artists who like work in the industry about this, and like, what the hell is it with people who like? It's not just artists; it's anyone in the creative industry. It's like people who choose that field tend to be a little bit flighty, and I hate that. I like deadlines. I like to have things done at a certain time, and when they're not done at a certain time, it makes me a fucking psychopath. I'm like, this is why, like, I haven't been able to release this fucking giant project of mine, Drowning in Sunshine, in 6 years because everybody who I've ever worked with is like, oh yeah, we'll get back to you in 2 to 3 years. But good news, bad news. It's like I uploaded it to Amazon Prime, so now it's waiting for them to approve it. But apparently, like, they're like, well, that might take us a while because we're in like that state in life where we decided we're gonna take forever now. So normally it would take 2 to 4 days to be approved, but now it's gonna take like 4 to 6 weeks or longer. I don't fucking know. It's taking a while. So we're trying to upload it to Vimeo, and then you can watch my failed project that I made 6 years ago. I hope it's not a complete failure. But I learned a lot from writing since 6 years ago and acting. So it's like, I see all my mistakes. I'm like, oh, damn it, Steph. 3-act structure, you dumb broad. Let's see. Oh God, what kind of controversial history? Whatever's on BitChute, he'll buy that. That's what I'll tell you. My degree is useless. Oh, I also have a journalism degree. It is useless. I was a project planner for 11 years, and after the layoff, I'm starting a business like I said before. I am pro self-employment until right now. No. I hope this stuff, like, I hope we get back to some kind of normalcy soon, but what can you do? This is actually a good stream. Well, thank you. So you're living now in LA. I thought you were in the UK. So, I live in the UK, legally, and I also live in the US, also legally. So I am a dual national, dual resident, just so you guys know. But currently I am spending a lot more time in Los Angeles because I'm trying to, start my fledgling writing career. God. I hope something comes soon. I've gotten some good applications in, but I just aren't good enough. I write better than I speak. I hope so, anyways. Say some gusto. Some gusto. Are you not entertained? Oh my God, Joaquin Phoenix. I love him. You can only do that if you have those little, golden, what are they, olive leaves? Yeah, I want one of those fucking crowns. Hail Caesar! That should be me. I can confirm everything you said. Dealing with artists sucks, isn't it? Good. I can't stand them. I mean, I like you, and I have one animator who I really like because he was on time. But damn. Same with actors. Also a pain in my ass. I'm friends with a lot of actors, but like I said, anyone in that field, actors also can get egomaniacal. Like that's another thing. Artists are very. I get it because I deal in the arts too, so I do this. We get too attached to our work. Now I have two different mindsets. Like when I write for work, for money, I have no fucking attachment. I let it go. I mean, like, all right, whatever you want. What do you want? Fucking, all right, you want it to be a clown now? You want her to wear pink pajamas? Okay, and she's gonna be lit on fire? Okay, fine. Sure. All right, I'll get it back to you in like 48 hours. That's me. That's how I work. I'm in that movie. Yeah, Cuban food is totally different from little I've heard. It's yummy sopa de arroz and pork, probably a fix of plantains in their own special way. Oh my God, plátano maduros. Oh, I could kill for some good Cuban food right now. Oh, fuck. I mean, they have a Porto's bakery, which is like, I guess, Cuban asterisks. I mean, I can get a decent pastelito, but the last time I got a pastelito, they've just completely fucked it up. Like, what I mean by this is that I ordered one de guava. See, I'm about to go on a very Miami rant. I ordered one de guayaba, as we call it, a guayaba pastelito, and these motherfuckers gave me the one that's in a square because, as you know about Cuban pastelitos, is the shape determines the inside. We have the carne, which means meat. We have guayaba, which is the square, and we have guayaba y queso, which is this weird, like, moon looking shit. My point is that I ordered the guava, which is the square, and when I bit into it, it had fucking cream cheese in it, and I was about to fucking murder somebody. I didn't, though. I ate it. Hesitantly, and with much disappointment. I'm Latino too. You know when we switched to that Spanish bruja? Yeah, I know. You'll never see me mad like Spanish man. Like, that's another level. That's reminds me, like, funny enough, like, I have an Airbnb story about that. Like, the time that I had to get rid of the drug dealers. And I never got so loud and spoke so quickly in my life. And I also was doing the hand movement. I also scared the fuck out of Bosky. It's hilarious. Like, he's gotten like that too. He's been with me too long. We've been together for 9 years. Oh my God, already. Yeah, we've been together for 9 years already. And, I he started to yell. Like, he never yelled ever when we were in the beginning of our dating, and now he's like, God fucking damn it! Like, when he's doing something and it goes wrong, it's like he actually says coño, but in a very conjo. I laugh. I love it. I could go for some Cuban food right now, but since no Cuban restaurants are open now, I guess I'm having trompo tacos. What are trompo tacos? Do you like corn tortillas? I hear there are tortillerías like here in Mexico. Oh my God, yes. If you make your fucking tortillas out of flour, you deserve to be shot. All right, I like them made out of corn. The real way. So good. My favorite dish is ropa vieja. Okay, so I like the cousin of ropa vieja, which is vaca frita, which is literally translated to fried cow. And it's like you take the meat from ropa vieja, that same, like, you usually put in like pressure cooker and like abuela style. Like I said, I've said this before, I'm terrified of pressure cookers. I think they'll explode on me. Anyway, you take that meat and then you fry it, and it's amazing. And served with some like congri, which is like black beans and rice, pre-mixed, and some plátanos, which are like plantains, the sweet kind, fried. Oh my God. Now I'm hungry. And I can't fucking do this. I'm in Monterey, bro. Monterey. My favorite Cuban dish is, yeah, you said bit shoot. Is he like, it was them. They did this to us with the bracelets around the worm, them little word. Okay, so Basti, he does a lot of research into science and history that I sometimes find a bit controversial. All right? That, like, if I get into it too much, I'll get really mad. Because we've had quite a bit of fights about it. Okay, one of our smallest fights, I guess you can say, like subjects that we are not allowed to talk about, and by we I mean me. It's not vaca frita, it's vaca frita. Vaca is like bacalao, which is cod. But okay, so we can't talk about 9/11 because that always ends up in a fight. We can't talk about vaccines because we also end up in a fight. and we can't talk about the Holocaust because that also ends up with a fight. So those are three subjects that if me and Basti talk about, I will want to rip his face off. I love him, he's my husband. But like I said, there are certain subjects that we do not agree upon. Uh, He's gotten better though. I will say this. This is funny. So Basti sometimes would listen to people who, let's just say, I find a little too dog whistly, if you know what I mean. By that I mean like I hear the racism, but he doesn't. He's like, "What are you talking about? They're not saying anything wrong," because he has a German accent. And then I'm like, "No, honey. Like they're implying a lot of fucking horrible shit about Hispanics. You're married to one, honey. No, I don't understand it at all. I don't even understand what you mean. He didn't say anything like that." Anyway, that's my bossy impression. Um, but I remember recently, like he came to me and he's like, "I was watching this guy, but I can't watch him anymore because I think he's a little bit racist. Like, I just started to notice he would say things and it was just too racist for me." So I was like, damn, it must have been pretty fucking blatant for Blas to say that because he doesn't sometimes read through the lines. I guess because English is a second language. um, the trompo tacos that John Vita mentions is tacos de trompa, which is tacos of pig's mouth and snout. Really? Oh my God. I mean, I like the tongue. I like lengua, so I'm not going to be too judgmental. Um, you eat the whole pig here, even nana de puerca. Oh, Sosmo. Oh my God. What the fuck? I can speak Spanish, can't spell it. Like many Chicanos, I'm illiterate on Spanish. Okay, I find that I'm also pretty illiterate. I can't do it. I can, but not quickly. Because you just have to sound it out. Like that's the one good thing about Spanish. You're gonna homeschool your kid into Spanish. Yeah. I hear pocho. No, nope. Trompo stands for top of the toy, and it's like the sort of kebab. White people very good at playing dumb. Ah, indeed. My battery is going to go soon, so one moment, guys. No, actually, we still have a few minutes. We still have like 15 or 20 minutes before I have to get up and get my charger. I should turn on the light though. The sun is going down. Booty shot. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Can't even see the whole booty. Should at least give you a little bit of booty shot. I used to have a much bigger butt. What has happened? Where did my butt go? Oh my God. I need to go back to the gym. That's why I miss the gym. I need to do fucking squats. Because I'm lazy. At home, I won't fucking do it. I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. I don't need to go to the gym. Tacos al pastor. Yeah, al pastor, I get it. They're on the spit. I prefer carnitas. Fry my pork. Like if it wasn't unhealthy enough. I actually had two of them today. Carnitas from the El Salvadorians. It wasn't even Mexicans. There's a little El Salvadorian restaurant down the street. They're doing just takeaway right now, but like they do decent food. Their food actually reminds me of Colombian food, and I haven't found a Colombian restaurant around here. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm half Colombian. Half Cuban, half Colombian. So stab you from the front. No, yell at you from the front, stab you from the back. That's me. uh, but I like pastor better, much tastier. Yeah, I like. Okay, so there was this place. It doesn't exist right now, but in front of Target on Eagle Rock Boulevard. Obviously, when this whole shit is over, hopefully they're back. They do el pastor, and they give you like a chunk of pineapple with it. I'm like, oh my God, it's amazing. The queue was all the way at the end of the fucking street. But no, actually, I've been eating a lot at home. Today was one of 2 days in this entire event that I've gotten food outside of food I've cooked. Which, for cooking as like terribly unhealthy as I have been lately, I've managed to like keep the weight down only because I'm drunk enough to go to Taco Bell. Fuck. All right, I admit it. I like Mexican pizzas. They're good. All right. I find them yummy. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. I've gone ham. I remember that face. Bite your tongue, Taco Bell. I know. Taco Bell is like the worst. But also, like, I can eat a chalupa, all right? A steak chalupa with Mexican pizza. But oh my God, the worst Taco Bell ever experience was in the UK. And the real fucked up shit about this was So they opened a Taco Bell in Brighton when I was living there. And because I'm American, all my British friends are like, let's go to Taco Bell, Stephanie. Hey, it's American. You're American. You gotta take me to Taco Bell. Except with a British accent. Let me say that again. Let's go to Taco Bell, Stephanie. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. Oh, fucking no. So I ended up going to Taco Bell like 3 different times, of which I hated all 3 different times I went because they don't even have the same menu. They have like the fucking bullshit menu, which has like 12 items on it, none of which are the ones I like. And because of some obnoxious sugar tax, every fucking drink in this restaurant has goddamn aspartame in it. And I hate aspartame. It tastes like fucking plastic. I taste it like it's not fit for human consumption. I could taste the cancer like just forming in my fucking brain. I'm like, oh God, no. So I fucking hate Taco Bell. Here's the thing about that fucking restaurant. When I had to go to Taco Bell, this is actually what I do. It's across the street from a Waitrose, which is like, a little bit of a posh supermarket. I go in there, fucking buy a Coke, a regular one, and then walk my ass to Taco Bell and then order food. And then I get a free drink, which I would then fucking throw out anyway, because I didn't want their crappy drink. The Salvadorian pupusas are similar to gorditas. Oh, I had one of those today, pupusa with cheese and chicken. It's pretty good. Yes. Why do we keep talking about food? Hi, Remy. If I were high, we'd go to White Castle. There's no White Castles around here. There's what's it called? What's that restaurant that everybody loves around here, but I find kind of mediocre? What the fuck is it? It's a burger place. I never want to go there, but people always are trying to convince me to go there. What the fuck is it called? It's super popular. In-N-Out. In-N-Out. It's like meh. It's just meh food. I don't understand. Like every time I go there, it's not that great. Mexican pizza minus the ketchup. Oh my God, I take it without the meat. And then people assume I'm vegan. No, not vegan, vegetarian because I still like cheese. I am not. I cannot be a vegetarian. I enjoy flesh too much. So a long time ago, I once did a video where because I had a bet with me and a vegetarian friend of mine, and he's like, "Could you kill your own animal if you had to eat it?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I can. No fucking problem. I'll kill my own animal." Anyway, so I went to this fish shop where they had all these crabs, like live crabs, and I was like, "I'll buy one of these fucking live crabs, and I'm gonna eat this bitch." So I do exactly that. I love how in front of it too, the shop had all the Chinese students and they were picking them off no problem. I want that crab, that crab, that crab. These people were experienced. Should have asked them for some fucking help because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. So I take this crab home and I watch a bunch of YouTube tutorials. This is where YouTube tutorials went wrong about how I'm supposed to kill this crab in order to eat it. And I'm like, all right. It's I follow the exact directions. I'm gonna put this crab in the freezer. You leave it in the freezer for 10 minutes. It'll fall asleep. Then you just stab it. I see all these tutorials and they just stab the crab in the middle, the specific place. Crab goes limp. It's stab here, crab goes limp. Stab here, crab goes limp. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. So I sharpen the fuck out of this knife. I'm like, all right. I get it out. Put the crab on the table. It's asleep, I guess. And I'm like, all right. I'm just gonna follow the instructions like it says here. Let me stab the crab. So I go and I Sarah I look like I'm about to fucking sacrifice this crab to fucking Satan. I'm like, and I go ahead and stab downwards. Oh, oh baby, you want to hear about my biting crab story? Hey baby, hi. You want to say hi to everybody? Here you go. No, we don't need to cry about it. See, now I'm gonna curse a lot less. And, yeah. Hey, baby. Oh, honey. You okay? Oh, it's a. You alright, my lamb? No, there we go. Hi. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hi? No? No? Eh, you're tired? Oh, you're kicking me. You're kicking me. Alright. Okay, so as I was saying, my terrible crab story. So anyway, I put this crab up. I have my knife up. I stab down. I stab this crab. No, are you okay, baby? You alright? You don't want me to talk? You want me to shut the hell up and just lay there and give you milk? Surprise, surprise. That's the mystery to what's happening right now. I am breastfeeding. So I had to move the camera ever so slightly up. Um anyway, so stabbed the crab and it did not die instantly. In fact, it was like moving. I was like, oh, and I started freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And so I just started stabbing the shit out of it. I'm like, ah! Finally the fucker goes limp and I'm like, okay, good, it's dead. Let me just stick it into this boiling pot of water. And then I did that and it started moving in the water. I was like, ah, fuck! And I just put the lid on it. Anyway, I ate it. It was delicious. And what I learned from this experience was do not get Stephanie to kill any animals. You leave it up to the professionals. All right, let's see. Tommy's is much better than In-N-Out, in my opinion. I've never been to Tommy's. I don't know what it is. Always wanted to try tacos in Japan, but never managed to convince my wife. Oh, I did try tacos in Japan. I tried tacos like multiple times. There was a one restaurant, and actually it was pretty decent. It's a chain, but it's run by Mexican people. The people who work there were Mexican, and they sold jarritos. I remember, and I used to get margaritas. I think I started dating one of my boyfriends while on a date at the restaurant. I think I was teaching him English. It wasn't a date officially, but then it kind of became one. That's a weird way of how I started dating one of my boyfriends in Japan. The good one, not the evil one. Is that he was my student, and we ended up like just meeting up, and he would give me money, and we decided we both like going to restaurants all the time. So he's like, well, in lieu of money, why don't I just pay for your food and we could just like talk? And I was like, fine, good point. I take you upon this offer. So then it became dates. And then we just dated. You okay, baby? Yeah. You want to swap sides? Swap the sides because that's my life. Okay. So, yeah. So, there's one in Shinjuku. I definitely know that. There might be one in Shibuya too. I wish I remember the name of it. But I actually went there with Basti. Like me and Basti ate there. So me and Basti went to a Mexican restaurant in Japan. And several Italian restaurants. Some real good ones too. So actually when me and Basti went to Japan, we had like an eating fest. Love Little Caesars pepperoni pizza. I love Little Caesars breadsticks. Love them. They're the best. Basti? Could you get me my phone charger? I mean, not my phone charger, my laptop charger? And also a bottle of water. I drank all my water. Let's see. Plus, even when I think I'm tired of rare steak, I always enjoy it. I like steak tartare. I can eat a fucking rare steak. That's pretty rare. I remember missing that when I was pregnant. I was like, I can't have steak tartare. You want to know something funny? Like, I wanted it really bad. When I was in France, they had it everywhere. And I was like, I can't have it in fucking France. They're selling oysters. I can't have any fucking oysters. God damn it. Carnivore diet, woman. I'm telling you, you lose weight. I'm losing weight like crazy. I believe that the carbs are the killers. But I'm a sugar fiend because I'm Cuban. Azúcar! You know, in the words of the great Celia Cruz, I need my sugar. Hell yeah, a hobby of me is butchering my own animals. Currently, I have a butcher pig. Oh my god, you're like my cousins in Cuba. They do that shit. They have pigs that they take and like they raise it all year and then they eat them right before the 1st of January. A pig is hard for me to do. Like I don't know if like I mean maybe I could, but I would feel bad. Like Basti's uncle's like that. Basti's uncle, we went to go visit him, and he's like a little farm in Germany. A lot of Basti's family are very rural. But we went there, and he's a super nice guy. Like, really cool place. He does ironwork, but he also has sheep, and he has these cute little. He shows me these cute, adorable little baby sheep with the parents, and he gives me like crackers to feed them. And I was like, "Oh wow, sheep! They're so cute!" And I'm like, I turned to him, and I'm like, "So what are the sheep for? Are they for like milk, or are they for like wool?" And he's like, "Oh no, they're for meat." And I was like, oh my god, these sheep are going to be eaten. And he tells me, he's like, oh, I like to eat the food that I butcher because then I know it had a happy life. So, many thanks, my darling. Are you enjoying your boob milk? But anyway, chili payete. I don't know that. Another term I haven't heard for a while. Saluta ya mom, I'm breastfeeding your chili payete. Steak tartare, yeah. Reminds me of Mr. Bean ordering that in one of the sitcoms. Steak tartare is delicious. All right, I love steak tartare. I make it myself sometimes, but I haven't in a while. But I used to. Can I also have a bottle of water, baby? You done? Yeah? You want more? I want more. Damn, honey. You almost hit Blake's head. Ah! You done? He was it delicious. Was it the greatest thing ever? Oh. We're in Blake's room right now, so she might go down that slide a bunch of times. She really likes that. Oh, baby, you tired? You want to ride on mommy like she's a pony? Yeah. Ah, there you go. There you go, you little monkey. I'm sorry, now I'm going to do this for like 30 seconds. Oh, I can't resist. Boop, 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 boop. You gotta get hi. You wanna say hi? Say hi. No, you're shy. You're being shy. Oh, my little girl. You're heading out? Off she goes. Hopefully not to cause destruction and mayhem. Let me turn on the lights for her. 1 second, guys. Yeah? You want to start too, Daddy? Oh, I love my daughter. My favorite human being on the planet. It's a Nahuatl word. Nahuatl? I didn't much care for France when I went. I mean, I went to Cannes and it was the film festival, so it was really crowded and everybody was a dick. But I do remember the sexy firefighters. For some odd reason, 4 insanely sexy firefighters were walking down the street all together, like holding ladders. 4 guys. They're all, sexy firefighter build. And like I was thinking, like one, like it was like the most multi-ethnic group of hotness ever. It was like one Arab dude, one black guy, one like South French, and one like Northern French, and all fucking equally hot. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Besides being amazing. Anyway, see, me thinking with the wrong pieces, let's just say. Your little girl, Lancherita, slang for bashful. Oh, I see. Yes, my sweet princess. I love her. I'm trying to teach her Spanish, but it's hard because like my Spanish has gotten so shit over the last few years. Because I don't really have much opportunity to speak. In LA, I've had more opportunity than I've had in a long time. So now I'm speaking a bit more than I used to, which is good. But living in Japan, I didn't get much opportunity. And then living in England, also not much opportunity, except when I went to Spain. And Spain Spanish is the most fucked up Spanish you'll ever hear. All right? Especially those Catalanians, like the S's all become THs. Barcelona. Barcelona. Whoa. Food is good there, though. I don't know if you guys have ever, like, been to Spain, but, like, I love Spain. Like, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I might not be able to understand shit. And they don't understand me either, because they're like, they laughed at my Spanish. Like, oh, your Spanish is so funny. Yes, I'm sure it is, because it sounds Cuban Spanish with an American accent. So they were having a great time. Basically, I always say, like, the equivalent is that, like, you know how we hear Jamaican English? Like, that's what they were hearing. That's their version of what my Spanish sounds like. Is the way Jamaican people speak English. So I'm like, oh, no wonder they're laughing and fucking me. Must be fucking hilarious, isn't it? God damn it. This food was great. Anyway, but that was a place where I found it really hard to communicate. Does Boss, I assume you mean Basti. Does Basti speak Spanish? He's learning. He's trying to learn. A little bit, un poquito, he speaks. But he's speaking to Blake in German 100%. So Blake is learning quite a bit of German, actually. So I would say she probably understands equal parts English to equal parts German. You needn't show us ass. You got that swollen chest. Give us a bit of that. It's not that swollen anymore. Dude, in the beginning it was terrible. But now it's all right. My boobs went back to normal size. I had like double D's for a while. And now like, I don't know, like a solid C cup. But ugh, like not that bad. I'm being a creep. I'm a creep. That's a good song. Too bad I can't remember the rest of it. God, that was this, back in the day. There used to be this rock station in Miami called Zeta, and Zeta, Zeta rocks. They were around for a while, but Zeta would play like all the contemporary rock music, as well as a lot of grunge. Anyway, that's the first time I ever discovered Metallica or Nirvana or Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters, not Foo Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters. Foo Foo Fighters is the name of that burlesque group I always film. Uh, oh my God, yeah, like Brad Pitt talking Jamaican patois and Joe Black. Yeah, okay, I would love to hear a Jamaican person like tell me their opinion on that. Why have I not asked my Jamaican friends this before? I need to find out because it must be ridiculous. All right, you're like the other one is it's always really bad is like Tony Montana, like his Cuban accent, which is like not a Cuban accent. Mang, listen here, Mang. Okay, so I got into an argument, not even a debate, a discussion, you will. Is the character of Tony Montana racist? Because Al Pacino is not Cuban. He is very much Italian. But I think a lot of Cubans fucking love that movie. I don't know anyone who doesn't like it. Like, I mean, it's kind of one of those. Like, I always assumed as a child that, like, Scarface was like a classic Hollywood piece of cinematic greatness. When in reality, it's like kind of a totally shitty movie, but it's hilarious, but also like iconic, like a shitty iconic movie. Like when I watched, it, I was like, wow, this movie's terrible, but also like fucking great. uh, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I shouldn't sing that. I don't belong here. I do belong here. All right? We still pay rent. God damn it. Well, good water. Anyways, how long have I been going on already? Must have been a while. But I'm trying to think what else I could talk about. There's subject. I was distracted by the baby. Oh no, she's my baby though. She's great. I find in general like motherhood is very exhausting. Way more tiring than I ever expected. Either that or I'm putting in way too much effort. But no, I am very much enjoying this. Like we bought like this little slide and she freaking loves the shit out of it and I can't help it. It's the cutest thing ever. Like to me, I'm like, oh my god, it's so cute. But I think I'm gonna call it an evening, gentle people. It's been a good stream, and I appreciate you guys coming out and saying hi. And I also appreciate the £1.70 chat revenue that I have received. Super chats, yay for Stephanie. Thank goodness, I will use it towards something that is probably useless. Like candy. Candy makes me happy, so it's not useless. It's making me happy. Cheaper than antidepressants. Alright. That wasn't supposed to be a jab at antidepressants so you could take them. I have many friends who do. Just so we know. I had a friend who used to say, ya llego Brandon, ya llego el de madre y si no le gusta, fuck you. That sounds like Cuban Spanish. Cubans will say shit like that where like they just like call everybody brother. Oye, brother! They're good at insulting, man. No one will insult you like a fucking Cuban. Yeah. Somebody also said we were arrogant. Somebody once told me that. They're like, Cubans are arrogant people. Yes, it's true. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate everybody saying hi and stopping by and listening to me bitch about my Airbnb issues, which I think, we'll see what happens with that. Like I said, right now we're still shut down. Oh, God. I hope things come back, but I think that I'm not the only one in this situation right now. I think we're a lot in this situation. So, to all my furloughed and unemployed people out there, and the ones who have to work from home, Many thanks, everybody. Keep up the good spirits, and I salute you. Stephanie, your name until now, I know it. Good evening. Yes, my name is Stephanie. It is Stephanie Pallicino. Or Pallicino, I'll take either pronunciation. Anyway, you guys, have a good one. Bye bye.